So personally,
tell me something interesting.
I find the food to be a little bit saucy and bland.
Really?
However, they are rife with proteins and carbohydrates.
How would you compare it to, you know, the food that you experienced in Lithuania, where you're supposed to fucking be right now?
We will get there. We will get there. However, you will see how all these contexts converge as I arrive upon the conclusion of my story.
Your conclusion sucks balls. If
that
he doesn't end with you sucking balls.
That being said, I enjoyed the food in Prague because I am open to new experiences and enriched by foreign cultures.
I'll tell you about foreign culture. Have you ever been to fucking Iowa? I bet not.
So
then you don't know anything about foreign fucking culture.
After I experienced the best of what Prague has to offer, I ultimately went to...
Hey, look, I got these other two fuckers to leave too.
I
told them his story sucked fucking balls.
I ultimately went to Vilnius to attend my friend's wedding.
It's a legit story.
It's a legit story. They've heard it before. And they know the merit that it presents.
Walking distance, maybe like a mile.
If you think I'm impressed by big ass words,
anyway, that's neither here nor there. But the important thing is that I moved from Prague on to Vilnius.
Great.
Vilnius is where I'm attending my friend. However, it was the second of 3 destinations that I had included on my itinerary in order to validate my trip in Southern California.
Your itinerary sucks, asshole.
Well, I would wish that you reserve judgment until I identify the 3rd destination.
Well, I went to Vilnius. Identify that shit, man.
Well, I haven't told you about Vilnius, and I wish.
He got married, great. He fucking had a goddamn great fucking time on his wedding night. You were probably the best man, so everybody was there till fucking 3 a.m. just listening to your asshole talk about some fucking bullshit story. Now, done with the wedding. 3rd destination.
Some of the highlights from the wedding. There were relatives of the bride that had a lot of body odor. They had a lot of body odor.
You're a fucking shrink ass motherfucker.
By association.
Because the truth is,
putting up boundary after boundary after
the
boundary.
reason that I present this is because I find it interesting that the hygienical habits of people in Eastern Europe are different from us in the United States, with the exception of Iowa. But that's neither here nor there.
But you don't know shit about my hygiene.
I don't know anything about it.
I just got Brazilian wax today, asshole.
That could be the case. But all I'm speaking about is what I experienced in Eastern Europe. And there was a level of body odor at the wedding that people with the ability to exert senses with their nose were observing during the wedding. It may have distracted people from the vows. Me personally not, because I was up with them. I was one of the people that stood up as a part of it.
Oh, great.
But if I was in the pews,
that is amazing.
It's quite possible that I would have missed the entire ceremony because the bride's grandmother had a very high level of body odor.
Have you never been around like extreme body odor before?
I have.
Then you're a fucking...
Like I said though, I was on the stage, so not in this circle. She looked
She's not. She's Lance Armstrong. You had one
because
testicle.
The first thing that I would want to compliment her on is the fact that she has no Eastern European accent.
Maybe you got a fucking gonad implant. You could have had a gonad implant.
She has no Eastern European accent in any of her songs.
No, she doesn't.
I have a bootleg on cassette.
If you don't start talking about gonads,
no
I will
Eastern
fucking
European
come
accent.
unglued.
Clearly, however, when
you better have a gonad
she wrote the lyrics of her song, she was invoking the culture of Eastern Europe, perhaps Lithuania in particular.
No, she's not Lithuanian.
Well, clearly
she was married to a guy who was on roids.
Do you know if she was carried across the bridge when she was married to this man?
No, she wasn't.
Do you know
I was president at the wedding in Lithuania. Oh shit, she was married in Lithuania. I was there.
I know for a fact that there was a bridge within 25 miles of where she lived.
That's horseshit.
And I don't know whether or not she was carried across it when she was married, but in my mind, it's possible.
Okay, so fine.
In the sense that anything is possible.
Gives a fuck. Nothing is possible.
Anyway.
You want to know what's possible?
The point is
fucking
this.
punching you in the fucking cock. That is really goddamn possible.
The point is this. The point is this.
That's like so possible. I can just fucking feel it.
After my time in Vilnius,
I have a really strong fist.
I decided to go to the third location that I had established
On your itinerary!
as a part of my
Get there!
itinerary.
Yeah. Come on, where is it? It better be someplace cool, or I will just
So, by a show of
come
hands,
at you
has
like a
anyone been to
spider monkey.
Copenhagen?
But the rule is you can't be
Copenhagen, anybody? So I'd gone to Copenhagen, and by the way, it was in the summertime, which meant that at this time of day, 10 o'clock at night, it's still light outside, which I thought was an interesting fact. It's not relevant to this story, but I thought I would share it with you.
We were in Portland, Maine.
Dude, what is this? Do you, I mean, is this like a fucking
So-
cultural fucking...
So-
is this soiree?
We were in
Well, of
No,
course it
no,
does.
keep on going until we fucking put
No,
it
no,
down.
no.
Till we
We're
put down
on
the
the third
hammer or it gets
destination,
punched
so
in the
we're on the
fucking
third destination. There isn't a
There's
fourth.
no ending.
There
He's
is not a
just
fourth.
fucking with us.
No, that's not true. They've heard this story before. We're going to get to an end. We're almost there.
Do I look like a patsy
The
to you?
third
Do I look like a
destination.
fucking patsy?
How many destinations did I say I
You
went?
said 3, and
we're
they
on
were
the
all
third.
fucking lame.
There is a
as fuck.
progression here, and there's a context that I'm seeking to establish.
It better have something to do with saucy, bland, baseball game.
The purpose of my story is yet to be introduced. However, we are getting there because when I was in Copenhagen, I met with a person that I had the opportunity to go to school with.
The fucking freshman?
No. No, it's ironic that you should ask that question.
No, it's not
Because he
ironic.
was
It's
on his
actually,
honeymoon.
I know he was in fucking Villas or whatever the fuck getting
Vilnius, he was in
married.
Vilnius, he got
I was
married,
just checking to
and
see
he
if you
left-
were fucking around.
He
and
left
I know you
on his
are.
honeymoon, but I met a different friend that I had gone to school with many years later from the person that I had met in high school. Now, to provide a layer of understanding for what happened next, the two of us,
I'm going to provide a layer of shut the fuck up.
both of us were single
That's
men.
my layer.
We were single
Have
men.
you had that layer fucking envelop you?
The two of us were single men, and as single men grew from time to time, we sought out company.
So you hired a fucking whore, big ass deal.
That's not true because
Happens every day
both
for
of us,
people who can't get laid.
both of us are charming people. We're
Makes
good
sense.
looking.
Makes sense.
Both of us perceive ourselves.
How much did you pay? That's all. I can tell actually how much did you pay.
But let me
I
show
want
you
to know
the
about your
context.
quality.
Because
I
honestly,
know about quality depending on how much you paid.
bring
Are
up
you
a good
$5
point.
or you
You bring up a good point because the truth was is that we had some help in this situation.
Exactly.
One of the girls was carrying a bottle of wine from a winery that me and the same friend had visited in a trip to France 3 years earlier.
No, that's not correct.
Oh my God! When they
So what had happened was the most challenging thing for a man is to initiate conversation. However, when we observed
Clearly
her
that's a fucking
carrying,
problem. Oh, that's so
when
challenging.
we observed her carrying the bottle of wine from the winery that we had observed that we had been to 3 years before, we were able to say we've been to that winery, and that created an immediate connection that was reasonable to establish between strangers.
Great. So you boned her and then.
That's not true, actually. That's not true.
Hey, end of story.
If I was making up this story, that might be a fact that I would add. But the truth is, everything that I've told you to this point is true.
You don't have a point to your story.
No, I do.
There's only
I
so
do.
much I can tolerate, and
So
I've
what
been
I
very
want you to
tolerant.
know is
I've been very tolerant.
this is gonna
Do you want to
weed
see
out.
me as intolerant?
We're going to
Because I'm getting there.
These girls, and we're going to get to it. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
I've already been made a
These girls-
I've already been made a fool of by this
These
guy.
girls-
This fucker made a
These
fool of me.
girls were not
Now
from
you're
Copenhagen.
like, oh,
These
okay.
girls were not from Copenhagen.
Him do it too.
These girls were not from Copenhagen.
Who gives a fuck?
They were from a neighboring Scandinavian country, Finland.
Great. Amazing.
Copenhagen's in Denmark.
It's important to the story. It's important to the story.
Finland is where these two girls are from. I don't remember the specific proximity of where they were born.
Don't ask ask any more questions or I will fucking cockpunch you.
Do you guys have any questions?
No.
I don't know. Anyway, you have me and my buddy, and then these two girls from Finland. Okay. Now, the way that I came to sort of establish with a rapport with them is I peppered the conversation with a lot of charming comments
I bet they just
and witty remarks.
Pepper me.
Most of them were said by me.
Yes. So charming.
I have that ability.
Yeah, I can see. I'm totally drawn in. Can you tell?
But it was an interesting thing because the biggest challenge once you initiate conversation is to maintain conversation. And we all decided that we wanted to meet
Don't
together.
fucking try and nice it up. You wanted to close the deal, and I get it. Just say you want to close the fucking deal.
That's right.
So you had to buy your dinner because you know what? That's what you think you have to do to get a woman. Is buy her something and then you get a close the deal.
However, the nice restaurants had closed for lunch and yet not reopened for dinner.
Great.
They had not reopened for dinner yet.
Great. Took her to a shithole.
So we spent a lot of time trying to find a place because we were all oriented towards tasting the local cuisine. It was less foreign to them than it was to us. However, we were all on the same page. Ultimately, we found a restaurant that was serving food from Copenhagen, which is ultimately Danish. The thing that's interesting is that people say Danish in terms of the pastry, but it turns out that they have a lot of other food that they make that's primarily Danish food. So anyway, we found a place, authentic cuisine. We had a nice dinner. I continued to charm, kind of pepper the conversation with charming comments, witty remarks. They were very impressed.
I'm not impressed. I'm
They were
not
very impressed with me.
Time out. What the hell does you sitting in high school homeroom have to do with you fucking talking about
It was his wedding.
In fucking
It was his wedding.
That's how we went to fucking
His wedding was the catalyst for this entire trip. Are you listening?
Then when the Cubs win,
I'm hanging
Why
on
are you
everywhere.
talking still though? I mean, I'm
We're gonna get there.
Why the hell?
We're gonna get there. We are within 3 minutes away.
You know, because it's a big fucking
No.
I know when my fucking chain. I don't even have a chain, but I know when it's being yanked, okay?
We are 2 or 3 minutes away from the ultimate.
Somebody's choking my fucking chicken right now.
All right, here we go. Here we go. So here we are
Not
eating
by
dinner.
this asshole.
We're having an authentic dinner of Danish food in Copenhagen, okay? The 2 girls that we're with are not from Copenhagen. They're not from Denmark.
I know they're from fucking Finland.
That's
Go.
correct.
Go. Do you think
Thank
I
you
don't
very
fucking
much.
know? I know.
And it's the 2 of us, okay?
guys, good to
Me
talk
and
to
my
you.
buddy.
Peace out, bro.
take care.
Me and my buddy. Hey, Bart. Bart. You're gonna miss this.
Take care, guys.
You're gonna miss it. So it's me and my buddy on the one side of the table, the 2 girls from Finland on the other side of the table.
Yeah, I know. You're an authentic fucking restaurant
We
from
had a
Denmark.
terrific meal, and we also enjoyed the very bottle of wine that she was carrying from the winery,
Great. And you were fucking charming.
which I
and
thought was I was making charming comments. They were
peppery.
probably
I'm gonna
they were
pepper.
more impressed with my witty remarks, but I personally like my charming comments. Maybe that was why it didn't last, but that's not it. What ultimately happened, however, is when we were done eating, the waitress came out and she cleared the plates. And it's me and my buddy on one side of the table, and it's the 2 girls from Finland on the other side of the table. And she looks at all of us, the 4 of us, we're at a 4-top table, and she says, "Are you guys Finnish?" And I said, "Well, we're American, but they are."
Come on. Somehow that worked. I'm not sure how.
Film the reaction. But Shaq, really the fucking point of your story?
That was
Why the
actually-
hell couldn't you just start from when you went to the restaurant?